Stop number 33 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Phoenix International Raceway. It's the next to the last stop on the season, as we're here today for the running of the Subway 500, and we have 47 laps around this racetrack. Point standings considerably tightened after the race at Rockingham. And, of course, the two you see on the front row are the stories from the race as well. One, of course, Cole Deaver, of course, who came in this race the points leader, had over a 100-point lead coming in that race at Rockingham. Was involved in a multi-car crash early on in the race, and that dropped him down to, I believe, 36th in the final running order in that event, and cut his points lead significantly down to 88 points coming into this event at Phoenix. Next, the man who starts alongside of Deaver on the front row, Kyle Matthews, collected his fourth victory of the season as he won that event at Rockingham, the AC Delco 400. Deaver this season has 3 wins on the tour. As we are, and these two will lead him to the green flag in today's event at Phoenix. And the points coming into this event, we should mention, by the way, are Deaver leads the points by 88 over Joshua Osborne. Jessica Shelton is 89 back in third position. Fourth is Dylan Young, 100 back. And fifth is Charles Sanford, 135 back. So this is pretty tight going into this event here at The Rock, or here at Phoenix. Where are we, Qualls? Anyway, those two are the front row for today's event. Their second row 2 is Johnny Gardner and 71 of Jesse Turner. Here, Gardner was winner this season at Dover. Turner yet to win a race this season. Third row, Kat Batson, 16, and number 18, Preston Pord. Both of them yet to win a race this season. Fourth row, Keith Batson, car 20 at Texaco Haviland Ford. Winner this season at Sonoma, and he'll be alongside Dylan Pote, car 22. Fifth row will have Mike Becker, the winner Auto Club this season, and Sky Commons in car 26, the Quaker State Ford. Row 6 will have Jonathan Sorlin, number 25, 2-time winner this season, and another 2-time winner, Quentin Moore, in car 21. Going to the 7th row, we have 52, Zachary Fitzwater, and Napa Auto Parts Ford, and beside him will be the Bojangles Ford of Seth Cole. Going the next row down, we'll have car number 31, Jose Mills, with a good qualifying run. The Mom and Pop's Goodwrench Chevrolet, and number 90, Paul Minnick, in the Holligmeyer Stores Ford. Next row down has Vince Almarego, and number 83, the Purex Detergent Ford, and number 68, the Country Time Lemonade Ford of TJ Dent. Next row down has a winner in New Hampshire this season, Becca Tellier, in the Valvoline Ford, car number 6, and she'll be alongside car number 55, the Jasper Engines Ford of Nathan Ormond. Next row down has number 33, Ryan Brommer, in the Skull Bandit Chevy, and alongside of him will be Ty Dent in the 30 Pennzoil Pontiac. Next row down is number 14, Nicholas Wade, in the Cornflakes Chevrolet, car number 14, and number 17, Western Auto Chevrolet of Zach Winkle. Next row down has Simon Bloomfield in car number 9, the Orkin Best Control Ford. And beside him will be Mitchell Collins in car number 40, the Dirt Devil Pontiac, the winner this season of the Pepsi 400. Next row down is James Henry in car number 75, the Factory Source of America Ford. And beside him will be the Meineke Mufflers Ford, car number 12 of Rob Evans. Going the next row down has 2-time winner this season, William Brock in the number 4 Kodak Film Chevy. He's got a deep. He's going to be from deep back to try to win this race here today. And another driver is going to be from way deep back. It's Jessica Shelton, number 11, the Bowisford Ford. She's starting the standings coming in this event. She's won twice this season at Darlington and Texas. Brock's wins this season came at Rockingham and Richmond. The first Rockingham, that is. Next row down is the Daytona 500 champion, Eli Bright, number 8, Ray Bess's Ford, and Dylan Young, number 2, the Miller Genuine Draft Ford. Next row down, here, 3-time winner season. Next row down has number 5, Jay Jefferson, the winner at Talladega this season, and beside him, Joshua Osborne, 2-time winner this season at Charlotte and Dover. Next row down has Riley Spurley, in 27, the McDonald's Ford, and Charles Sanford, 5-time winner this season, and number 24, DuPont Chevrolet. So our points leaders, our points drivers, and the starting shotgun, I should say, in the field will be Diego Yepes, number 1, the Skull Classic Ford. So points.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
As we get into part of the engines, as we get some racing, we should mention, as I was going to say, though, points drivers their points positions 2 to 5 have a deep are going to be from way deep back in the field though. So this is basically what Cole Deaver's going to have to happen for him to try to clinch this championship coming out of Phoenix. He's going to have to possibly he's starting right now on the pole for this event here. He's going to have to win this race, lead the most laps, and not to wish any bad luck obviously on his part, but hopefully for him, have drivers 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the points all finish in the back. That's what's going to have to happen for Cole to try to win this championship and not have to worry about the anguish that is Homestead Miami, which is, of course, next on the tour and the last race of the season. So 135 points over the top 5 in the standings, 89 points over the top 3, and 88 over the top 2. That's how it is coming into Phoenix, and we are green flag here for the Subway 500, and we are underway for 47 laps of racing. Johnny Gardner looking to the low side there, trying to get his trying to take the lead here from Cole Deaver as they come off turn number 2. Deaver leads the race. Kyle Matthews up on the high side. Matthews, we saw him dominate the Rock here at the last race on the tour at Rockingham for his 4th victory season, and Matthews usually is pretty good at Phoenix as well. He has won his race. He's won this track 3 times. Johnny Gardner's got the help from Kat Batson in car 16. Her husband, Keith Batson, right there behind. He and Kyle Matthews both carry in-car cameras in today's event, and as does Jessica Shelton. She also carries an in-car camera for today's event. On board Keith Batson's car. Batson does have a win at Phoenix himself as well. Off the second turn here, Mike Becker looking to the low side of him. That's for the 5th position. And Sky Cummins in car 26 looking to the low side as well. Johnny Gardner on the high side. Kyle Matthews looking to the low side. Matthews takes position away in the number 42 Mellow Yellow machine. Matthews' wins this season not only came at the not only came at the AC Doco 400 Rockingham, but he also won the season at Yellow Flag's out for the first time here today. He's also won the season at Richmond, Bristol, and at Watkins Glen this season. So he's got 4 wins this season so far. Eli Bright's the one who's caused the Yellow Flag to fly for the first time, and there's a couple other cars up in this mix. Oh, that 5th place car in the points, Dylan Young. 4th in the standings coming in this event. He's crashed. And Jay Jefferson also must have been involved in the 5 car as well. Rob Evans there, he is in the number 12 car. He's slow on the track, obviously. I think getting slowed up for the Yellow Flag. And then schedule stops for both the 2 and the 5 cars as well as the 8 car of Eli Bright. 45 miles an hour to pit road speed limit here at Phoenix. Let's take a look at what happened to cause the first caution flag to fly. Dylan Young, as we said, number 4 in the points coming in this event, and this may take him out of the championship hunt coming out of this race. Oh, and they did. They got all wadded up back. They got all wadded up back there as they come off the 4 turn. Watch, keep your eye on the 30 and the 9 cars. That's Ty Dent and Simon Bloomfield. And they got 4 wide through the 4th turn at Phoenix, and you do not dare go 4 wide off the 4th turn at this track, or off any turn on this track, excuse me. But Bloomfield just gets turned right in front of the 30 car of Ty Dent, and that involved, and that got Eli Bright and Jay Jefferson involved. Both of them took a hard pop into the wall, the inside wall. Yepes and Spurley-Tube both, I think, made it through. Spurley-Tube, I think, got a piece of it a little bit. There's where Dylan Young got involved as he got into Simon Bloomfield's car. And then, oh, gosh, Jefferson in the 5 car took a hard pop there. Rob Evans and Zach Winkle I think maybe also involved it. Those, I see a little bit of a dent in the side of Winkle's machine, the 17, but Dylan Young, fourth place in the standings coming in this event, and he's got some problems, and he's already got problems early on, and you see him sans front clip of the car. But if you remember last race at Rockingham, Charles Samper finished 17th without the front clip on the car, so the magic of NR 2003, anything's possible, so... But Eli Bright and Jay Jefferson both out of the race as well, and Dylan Young is the car 1 lap down. So, okay. So, Cole Deaver in the 3 car has the lead here. Dylan Young trying to get his lap back. It's going to be hard to do that with sans the front clip on his car. As the green flag flies on the 9th lap of the race here. Some mover-uppers in this race here. Charles Samper up to 26th position. Jessica Shelton already up to 19th after starting in this race in 30th in this event. And Joshua Osborne has not made much headway. He's up to 27th position after starting this race in the 32nd spot. So Cole Deaver leads. Kyle Matthews is 2nd position. 3rd is Johnny Gardner. 4th is Kat Batson. 5th is Mike Becker. Sky Cummins runs 6th. Keith Batson 7th. Battle for 8th position between Quentin Moore, Seth Cole, and Preston Plord. Going through the 3rd and 4th turns, they come here. You're on board Jessica Shelton's car. Shelton running in now in the 17th position. She tries to get up underneath Jose Mills in the 31 car and 25 car of Jonathan Zorlin. And Shelton saying, out of my way, guys. I've got a race to try to win here today. And she is on the move. Definitely, we said to start this race in 30th position. Has already picked up about 13 spots since the drop of the green flag, and let's see what Shelton's clocked at this time by. She's now up to the 14th position, so she's now picked up 16 spots since the drop of the green flag. Shelton had a horrible qualifying run, but that car running very strong here today at Phoenix. Wants to try to stay in championship contention as far as points are concerned. Now she tries to move up on Jesse Turner in the 11 car, or in the 71 car, excuse me. Turner up in 13th position and in the blue 71. Shelton in the red number 11. Meantime, Jose Mills running 15th, 16th is Zorlin, 17th. Well, three wide racing over there, and another red car moving its way through the field. That's Joshua Osborne, 2nd place in the standings coming into this event at Phoenix. He's moving his way up. Charles Samper's moving his way up. So Deaver's hopes of having those 3 drivers finish in the back along with Dylan Young, well, that's going to be a vain wish for Cole, unfortunately for him, because Osborne, Shelton, and Samper, all 3 of them are on a mission. See where they're clocked at this time by the 24 and the 15 cars. Shelton mentioned that's about the 13th, 14th position. There's Osborne up to the 18th position. Samper right now running in 20th. And meantime, Jessica Shelton continuing to pick off cars like it's nobody's business, because she's gotten by Turner, she's gotten by Fitzwater, she's gotten by Pote and Plord. So that should move her to the top 10 now. As she comes up on the 98 car, Seth Cole. Shelton up to the 10th position now in the number 11 car. So from 30th to 10th goes Jessica Shelton. And Cole Deaver's going to have a fight on his hands when she gets up to him and Kyle Matthews. Those two are going to have a fight on their hands right there, just like Matthews did. If you remember at the Rock, as those two came down between he and Jess for the win. in that event, and Matthews held her off barely on the last lap of that race. So it's looking like right now the anguish at his Homestead Miami Speedway is gonna be with Deaver the way this whole thing's going right now. Even though he's got the dominant cars so far, well, he and Matthews both had the dominant cars so far. And I say the anguish at his Homestead Miami Speedway because that race right there, because in that race, as far as the last, say, 7 seasons of this event, 6 of those 7 seasons, the driver coming into that race, coming into Homestead, the leader of the points, has failed to win the championship. And Deaver, unfortunately, was one of those drivers, and so was Matthews for that fact too, because he had the points lead coming into Homestead one season and lost to the Trent Dunham, while Deaver lost his championship to the guy, ironically, that's in second place right now, Kyle Matthews. And the only one that came out of the Homestead, came in and out of Homestead, the points leader was Jessica Shelton in season, I want to say 18, I think it was what it was. But first and foremost, they got to worry about this race here at Phoenix. And Kyle Matthews, the Phoenix Master's, been right up on the back of Deaver's car for the last several laps of the moment there. The interval staying about 1/10 of a second between those two drivers. And you're riding down with Kyle Matthews, winner this season at Rockingham, as well as I said, Bristol, Richmond, and Watkins Glen. Driving this track just a bit gingerly here at Phoenix. This is one of the 4 1-mile tracks we go to on the circuit. This track here at Phoenix, we also go to Rockingham, Dover, and New Hampshire. Off the 4th turn they come here. Matthews tries to find a weakness out of that 3 car of Cole Deaver. Battle position swap for these. Well, actually, I thought there was a position swap, but I was going to say positions 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 have not changed at all. But Quentin Moore's got that dreaded red number 11 behind him right now because Shelton, as we said, up from 30th starting position, is now moved up to 9th place right now. And she gets Quentin Moore loose going in through turns 1 and 2, and the 21 Sitco machine gives way, and here comes the Bud train coming through. And now Keith Batson's the next one to try to feel the wrath of Jess right now as they come through across the start-finish line. So. And he moves out of the way, unfortunately for Batson, and Shelton's out to 7th place now. That 11 car may have qualified 30th, but it's not running like it qualified 30th right now because that car is on the move, and now she takes 6th away from Sky Commons, and so now she's gained 2 spots now in this lap. And I'm sure Kyle Matthews and Cole Deaver are both aware of the fact that Shelton is gaining big time, and they have passed Dylan Young in the 2 car. That car, minus the front clip, is going to finish is running 34th right now. So Dylan Young just on just out there putzing around, I guess you might say. 83 car Vince Almarego now out of the race because of an engine failure on the 83 car. It says header, but I think for all intents and purposes it's an engine failure on the 83 PRX Detergent Ford. So Almarego is going to finish 33rd. That's why Young finished 35th. Excuse me. That's why Young's up to 34th position. And while we were talking about that, Jessica Shelton up to the 4th position now. And Let's take a ride a lap around with Jessica Shelton as we hear and how she flies this track at Phoenix. Cole Deaver, by the way, still leader of the race right now with Matthew second and Johnny Gardner running third. Watch the start-finish line right about here. In the turn one, about 151 miles an hour here. Just about down that yellow line on the track. Down to what they call the dog leg of this here at Phoenix. And in the turn number 3 at about 152 miles an hour, and lets the car roll through the center of the corner. Picks the throttle back up just a bit, just gently as they come off the fourth turn, about 135 miles per hour. And that lap for Jess, 126.931 miles per hour, the fastest lap of the race so far, is of course being held by that young lady from South Carolina at 128.33 miles per hour. Matthews was the second fastest lap, then Gardner, Deaver, and Sky Commons. That's the fastest laps here held at Phoenix in this event so far. But right now we have coming by to complete the 29th lap of this event, and down to 18 laps to go. So just past halfway home, way past halfway home, and Deaver and Matthews has been fighting it out for the last several laps. Kyle Matthews trying to find a way around Cole Deaver. Deaver trying to find a way to keep Matthews at bay. We'll check the other mover-uppers in this field here. Joshua Osborne up to 15th position, and Charles Sanford running right behind him in 16th. There is Osborne in 15. There's Sanford in 24. Sanford, a 5-time winner this season. He won this season at Talladega, Pocono, the 600 at Charlotte. Also won on the short tracks at Martinsville and North Wilkesboro as well, or in the late part of the season. For Osborne, he took the dominating win at Dover, and he took a victory at Charlotte that he inched out Becca Tellier by just 0.02 of a second, the closest finish of the season in this series. Actually, I think that equals the I think that equals the closest finish of the season, because I think that he had that, and he had also Zachary Fitzwater getting inched out by Mitchell Collins at the Pepsi 400 at Daytona as well. That was the two of the closest finishes of the season. And the yellow flag has waved again here at Phoenix, and it's Raleigh Spurley Tube in car 27 that has crashed. So second caution flag of the day flying on the 32nd lap here at Phoenix, and Spurley Tube was running 31st when this all happened. Went through turns 1 and 2. No problems whatsoever, and that car just broke, and the car's looks like it's going to break loose, come off the second turn. Oh, and he just rear ends the 6 car of Becca Tellier. I think something tells me the 6 car might have been the cause of the yellow flag. There's Winkle spinning in the 17 car. I think something tells me Tellier might have been the cause of the yellow flag. Oh yeah, there it is. Tellier's car had broke something going into turn number 1. Might have blown an engine or what, but then Spurley Tube, I don't know what the heck he was thinking. Ran into the back of the 6 car. Either that or Tellier might have gone down on Spurley Tube, whichever it is. But either way, those two are either way, those two out of the race, I think. Spurley Tube definitely. Well, no, wait a minute. He's 27th actually right now, or 32nd, excuse me. And Tellier sitting on pit road, but. But anyway, the field's going through the 3rd and 4th turns. We will have a 10-lap dash to the checkered flag here at Phoenix, Arizona. Cole Deaver, who's had bad luck in 2 of the last 3 races there at North Wilkesboro and Rockingham, looking to pad his lead in the points chase here, coming into Homestead. Kyle Matthews trying to prevent that from happening. Zach Winkle, remember, is not on the lead lap in the third car in line. Johnny Gardner, Jessica Shelton moves inside, and here comes Shelton, 3 wide, and she's going to take third from Gardner right off the bat, and she has got her eyes set on Matthews and Deaver at the moment. Kat Batson's going to follow through in that 16 car. Sky Cummins, Quentin Moore, and Keith Batson. Nine laps to go. Cole Deaver, who's been the dominant car so far here at Phoenix in that black number 3. But Kyle Matthews giving chase in that 42 car. But they better remember, they better be aware that of the 11 and 7 cars as well, Shelton and Gardner. And those 4 cars, you can see in frame. Front bumper cam, Jessica Shelton's car. And she's about to see that tail end of that number 42 Melly Yellow Pontiac here in just a minute. Three cars should have to decide it all here. Now with 7 laps to go. Matthews trying to get Deaver loose going through the third and fourth turns and possibly through the turn. Matthews trying to get Deaver loose here a little bit and possibly slide up underneath him. Six laps to go. Johnny Gardner runs in 4th position. Sky Cummins in the 26 car having another good solid run. He runs in 5th position. Keith Batson 6th. 7th is Quentin Moore. Zachary Fitzwater 8th. Kat Batson's dropped to 9th. And Seth Colburning in 10th. And Joshua Osborne moving up to 11th position in the number 15 car as he's moved up from 32nd to 15th to 11th. And Charles Samper up from 34th to 13th. So you got 3 big mover uppers in this race, and 3 of them Cole Deaver did not want to see from a point standpoint. But he's doing all he can. He's got the pole, led the most laps so far. So that's 2 of the things checked off on the list. And the third one, obviously to hold them all off for the win. He's got 4 more laps to try to do it, though. But Matthews is right there. Shelton is right there. 3:42 in the 11. And for Matthews, this would be good for him to move up in the points because he moved up to 7th after his win at Rockingham. So he has the fastest lap of the race fastest lap out of those 3 so far. Deaver that time by 1:26.935. Matthews 1:27.043, and Shelton 1:27.236. Which one of those 3 is going to do it here? Off the 4th turn, Matthews tries to look low on the track there. He looks high actually as well. The choo-choo train that is the 3 cars. Now leaves him down for 2 laps to go. This time by Deaver, Matthews, and Shelton will all see the white flag. We'll have 1 lap to go. Johnny Gardner still running 4th. Battle for 5th between Sky Cummins in 26 and Keith Batson in 28. Off the 4th turn they come here. The white flag waves for Cole Deaver. He has 1 lap remaining at Phoenix. Looking for his 4th victory of the season. Jessica Shelton trying to look low and commented for 2nd place. Lap car just up ahead of Riley Spurling, but it's not going to be any concern at the moment because he's too far ahead of those 3 cars. Off the 4th turn they come. They come here. Matthews is not going to do it. The Subway 500 belongs to Cole Deaver. He wins at Phoenix. So Devers doing all he needed to do to try to protect his points lead. Start from the pole. He started from the pole. They don't earn you any points, but he does win the race and lead the most laps. Leads all 47 of them from the pole position and goes on to win the Subway 500. Kyle Matthews second, Jessica Shelton third. Fourth, we'll go to Johnny Gardner. Fifth to Sky Commons. Keith Batson sixth. Seventh will be Quentin Mort. Eighth will be Zachary Fitzwater. Ninth will be Kat Batson. And Joshua Osborne moved up in the 10th position, passing Seth Cole in the late laps to do it. Average speed 102.084, and Cole Deaver did what he needed to do here at Phoenix. So 33 races are in the books, and one more left to go, and it will be at Phoenix, and it'll be at Homestead Miami Speedway. And oh, what a race that is going to be here today. Here, rest of the finishers for you here. Seth Cole comes home 11th. Charles Sanford comes home 12th. 13th, we'll go to Mike Becker. Preston Plord 14th. Jesse Turner 15th. And Dylan Poteet, Mitchell Collins, Jose Mills, Nathan Orman, and Ty Dent, the top 30 in today's event, or top 20, in today's event. Rest of the finishing order for you here. Nicholas Wade was 21st. Diego Yepes 22nd. Ryan Brommer, TJ Dent, James Henry, Paul Minnick, Simon Bloomfield comes home in 27th. That's a good recovery after a spin early in the race. Rob Evans 28th. William Brock dropped to 29th and was the last car in the lead lap. Jonathan Zorland, Zach Winkle, Becca Tellier, and Dylan Young 33rd. He did not need that here today's event, especially considering he was still in the championship hunt, but I think that's going to take him out of the championship picture for Homestead. Last of the finishers was Riley Spurley-Tube in 34th position. Young did get past him in the late going of this race. Cars out of race, Vince Alborego with a header problem, but for all intents and purposes, it was an engine failure on the 83 Purex detergent Ford. And Eli Brighton, J. Jefferson, both out of race because of crashes. The crash that happened to cause the first yellow flag to fly. So Cole Deaver dominates the day at Phoenix, Arizona, as he holds off a hungry Kyle Matthews and an even hungrier Jessica Shelton to win today's event at Phoenix. And I tell you what, Shelton, I think is going to try to make Deaver earn it at Homestead without question. For the championship-wise, as we go into the season-ending Ford EcoBoost 400. So that'll be next on the tour. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got in-races, gaming videos, whatever president of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires for his channel. And please be sure to check out the Please be sure to check out the Last of Us Light Series, the Coors Light Truck Series, the Pizza X Series, and the Hershey's Cup Series, as well as the Skittles Super Speedway Series as well. Please be sure to check those races out as well on this channel. And also check out our other NNSCRA series, including the Marvel Studios Cup Series and the Budweiser All Pro Series as well. Some of the best offline races are under the NNSCRA umbrella, and you will not regret checking those races out neither. So Cole Deaver wins today at Phoenix International Raceway in the Subway 500 here, and we'll see you at Homestead Miami Speedway for the season-ending Ford EcoBoost 400 for Ford Championship Weekend. And for now, it's James Paulson in production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best, and we will see you at Homestead.